big things, small packages. Come on, let's just talk about this. New Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer just dropped, or as of recording. This will be coming out a day after it dropped. So let's talk about it. We get a little bit more plot in this one, as you would expect. First trailer was a teaser. Now, I've said in the past that when there are movies that I know for certain I'm going to see, after the first teaser, I usually won't watch more stuff after that because I don't want stuff to be spoiled. And I did break that rule with this one. I think it's partially because while I do plan to see Ant-Man and the Wasp, it's not one of the movies I'm like, yeah! Or that I expect, you know, that plot twists and turns are really going to be the main feature of it either. So it's not one where I'm expecting to be caught off guard or taken by surprise by the plot, so I don't mind getting more of a sense of it than I had. So this trailer, I talked about the first one, I think. Pretty sure I did, which was fine. It, you know, it reminded you that it was coming out. Evangeline Lilly looks pretty good. I will say, as sort of my one major negative, now what I thought when I saw the first trailer, which is that I wish there was a clearer distinction between the Wasp suit and the Ant-Man suit, because, you know, even though, you know, the Ant-Man has the red highlights and the Wasp has the yellow, I wish that maybe if the yellows had been more vibrant on the Wasp suit, or it had just had more color so it wasn't predominantly black with just yellow highlights, or maybe a little shift in the design. They look too similar to me. I wish they did not look so similar. I mean, I get why from a practical standpoint, one is based on the other, the tech's going to be similar, but come on! But honestly, other than that, this trailer's a lot of fun. I enjoyed this quite a bit, and what it sold me the most on is the thing that I am kind of most looking forward to in the new movie, which is new, inventive, fun ways to use the size-changing gimmick. And it shows that there definitely is a lot more mileage to be gotten out of this whole hook that wasn't already explored in the first film, in terms of the stuff that gets, you know, shrunk down or made big again, the way in which it's used, the way in which it's used in combat and escapes, in all these sorts of things. So all that really made me excited. I could go through all of them. I think the one that made me most go, oh, was the fight scene in the kitchen when the Wasp, you know, throws this salt shaker and then hits it with a growing thing. Just poof, it blocks the door and this guy just runs into this giant salt shaker. That's awesome. I like it. So I'm digging all that. And that, at this point, is definitely what I'm most excited to see in this film, is to see more of that inventive action. And the glimpse we got of our villain, the Ghost, showed that there is probably going to be some inventive action there as well, because while this is not a character I know from the comics, it's a cool look though. I dig her look. But she's not somebody I know, so I don't know her background or too much about that. But, you know, seeing her basic deal, which seems to be becoming incorporeal and then re-solidifying, basically it seems to be Kitty Pryde's skill set. It's phasing through stuff. But seeing that get used creatively, even in just the trailer. So we've got a creatively fighting villain with creatively fighting heroes. Yeah, I am pretty excited to see how these fights go down and how they pan out. As far as other things go, I was a little nervous when I saw Michael Pena again, because while I didn't dislike him, he was the kind of character who was like, yeah, you're fine. But when I knew he was coming back for the sequel, I'm like, you're the kind of guy that can get grating if they overuse him. But I will admit, I was basically smiling when he showed up and when he had his lines. He's looking much more professional, like him and his crew. I have to wonder if they've like gone semi-legitimate. Like I have to wonder. I don't know if anyone will get this movie reference, any of my subscribers, but I wonder if it's like the movie Sneakers, where like they are hired to test security systems. You know, see if you can break in here. They have that slightly legit vibe to them now. So I'm a little curious about that. As far as other stuff, Lawrence Fishburne, and it makes me happy that they're acknowledging Goliath, and you know that was a thing. Whether or not we'll actually see him go giant, I'm not expecting that, for the same reason I'm not really expecting Michael Douglas to suit up and get into action scenes. You know, they're not really built for that, and it possibly pushes credibility to a certain degree. But who knows? And it's very cool to see acknowledged, and it was cool them having their banter back and forth. I really like that Scott Lang's daughter says, you know, maybe you need somebody watching your back, a partner, because I really, really hope that the emphasis on the relationship between Ant-Man and the Wasp is as partners. You know, in terms of working together. I'm not saying there can't be a romantic aspect, but I really want that to be secondary. I want this to be built on, I want the focus of the relationship to be built on them figuring out how to work together, not falling in love, because I don't care. I really am a complete, you know, killjoy when it comes to romantic subplots in these sorts of stories, but I don't care. It is not what I'm here to watch. It takes time away from the stuff that I like. I almost never enjoy that. That said, I do know that Michelle Pfeiffer is appearing as the Wasp's mother, as I believe Janet Van Dyne. And I am interested to see how she will play off of Michael Douglas. And so that's a relationship I would be interested to see the romantic dynamic in, because I think there's something interesting to be done with that, as opposed to Evangeline Lilly and Paul Rudd, where it's just going to be the same old, oh, they're antagonistic, oh, they get along, they embrace and they kiss at the end. Like, I don't care. But that's me sort of projecting a fear onto it. Maybe it won't do that. I expect it will. These things usually do. But it's not in the trailer. What's in the trailer, I pretty much all like. Except for, you know, my criticism about wishing the Wasp suit looked more distinct from Ant-Man. But other than that, this looks like a lot of fun. And I'm way more excited for it now than I was originally. So, new trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp. Did you see it? What'd you think about it? Whatever your thoughts are, drop something down in the comments. Let's talk about it. You can support me on Patreon if you think my stuff is worth supporting. Plus, there's links to all my other stuff, Twitter, podcasts, etc. That's all down in the description. So until next time, this council's adjourned.